This podcast is a quest for well-being, a quest for a meaningful life through the exploration of fundamental truth. Enlightening ideas, insights on physical, mental, and spiritual health. The inspiration is love. The aspiration is to awaken new ways of thinking that can lead us to a new way of being well. Welcome to Body, Mind, and Soul Healing Conversations.
Since the beginning of time, music was our medicine. Valeria Teles interviews Carla Rose Kelly, the author of Down and Dirty Emotional Healing, a 3-step mastery program using music medicine, where peace is possible. Carla Rose Kelly is a Global Music Award winner 2019 for healing/meditation music for her composition Peace. She has recorded several healing works that can be used for music as medicine, alleviating symptoms of grief, anxiety, depression, spiritual empowerment and connection, clarity in the mind, release, etc. These music as medicine pieces are all free for anyone around the globe and can be accessed through her website www.musicasmedicine.ca. Her newest collection to help heal and alleviate symptoms of COVID-19 can also be accessed through this website. Carla Rose Kelly's experience includes 25 years teaching piano and theory at Royal Conservatory of Music. She worked in rehabilitation with traumatic head injury, probation and parole, as well as meditation and sound healing with incarcerated youth offenders and in old age homes. She became involved in music and medicine research in 2007. She presently has 4 published research papers with the ISQRMM and ISME. She has had the privilege of speaking internationally about her research in music as medicine, hosting workshops and classes in Japan, England, Norway, Canada, and across the USA. From her research, she developed a new baby/toddler music program called We Musicians Club. She has 4 patents in Canada, USA, and Japan, inventing the first new sound healing instruments with the Solfeggio SACRED SCALE, including her methodology to heal. She currently runs an international certification program in music as medicine, which includes 3 levels of training. This patented program bridges the latest research across multi-disciplinary fields in the science of sound with spirituality, music and medicine, psychology, neuroscience, math, neurobiology, and neurotheology. It encompasses a beautiful connection of how profoundly powerful music and sound can be for healing and ascension. The program specializes in using the sacred scale, 9 healing frequencies, 174 to 936 Hz, which were recently decoded from the Bible. She is playwright, co-composer, and producer of the 2018 musical Let the Music Come Alive. It is a new Canadian musical telling the tale of how a young girl uses music to help her father's heart heal. This musical hosts 2 Global Music Award-winning songs, I'm Alone, 2018 for New Musical Theater Music, and her composition Peace. In 2020, she published her first book, Down and Dirty Emotional Healing, which is available on Amazon. This book outlines a simple 3-step program that anyone can use to help heal and master their emotions using the free Music as Medicine she offers. Her passion is healing, teaching, and empowering others about the miraculous powers within music to overcome emotional, physical, and spiritual ailments leading to our full potential. Meet Carla at musicasmedicine.ca. Here is the interview with Carla Rose Kelly.
In your own words, who is Carla Rose Kelly?
Okay, well, that's a great question to start off with. I would describe myself as a soul having a physical experience. I'm here to heal all of my karma. I am a healer with music. I am to use music to heal people, but also my sole purpose is to help people understand what the power of music is and how to heal ourselves through music and help others reach their potential. Yeah, I'm also a mother of 2 wonderful sons. I'm a wife, and I'm surrounded by wonderful family and friends and colleagues. So that's me.
What is healing to you? And another question I have is, what are some of the misconceptions about healing?
Okay, healing is, I guess, getting rid of all the lower vibrations within our mind, body, and soul. Healing it's a very vast subject, and it comes from a place of love. I think that's first and foremost what healers understand. We're here to heal our karma. Our karma is our spiritual lessons, of course, and we all have them. That's why we're here. If we didn't, we wouldn't be having this physical experience. So some of the misconceptions about healing, I know, some people might not be open to it. They might think it's kind of woo-woo, or they just don't know what it is. So to educate people around what healing is but I think the experience of it is telling in itself. You really have to experience a healing session to understand that when you come in, you have all these lower vibrations. You might be feeling down, you might have pains. These are the lower vibrations I'm talking about. Maybe your soul isn't happy, in life, but it's how you come out after a healing session where you feel refreshed. Maybe your pain is gone. Maybe your emotional well-being is on a better plane, and maybe your soul feels a little uplifted. That's a healing, when we can raise our vibration from something that was lower. Maybe we're just done with something in our life and we're ready to get rid of it, but energetically we're holding on to it. So the healing process can help us to let go.
Do you believe that one day we will get to the point of a destination, being healed finally?
Absolutely. We're all on our own place in that journey. We come in, each lifetime to overcome the next level of spiritual lessons, which raises our vibration. And our destiny is full ascension. And definitely we are on our way. Every time we have a healing session, we're on our way. We've, raised the vibrational level. And that's what it is. I mean, if you put it on a ladder, a scale, it's like what if you could measure it 1 to 1,000, 1,000 being the Christ state or ascended place, then that's where we're all working towards.
Right. You mentioned something interesting earlier, Carla. You said that about karma, that if we didn't have any karma, then we wouldn't be in a human body. So I'm wondering, if we didn't have any, if that was the case, where would we be?
Well, I believe that when we have healed all of our karma and we're living in that place of love all day long, we're existing in that place of peace and joy and harmony, we're at that 1,000 vibration states, then we're done here in the human form, and we exist as a star up in the sky, and we then guide others through the human experience. So that's what I see when I look up at the stars at night. I'm thinking, they're fixed up there. They're fixed lights, and there's that story in the Bible of we just went through again this Christmas with, it guides us to the birth of that creator within ourselves. So the stars guide us to that place. So if we follow the stars in our life plan, and that can be through astrology, of course, or just connecting with the universe. I think that if we're following higher guidance, then we'll all get there. It's when we don't we get into trouble, big trouble.
So true. What a magical understanding or idea of how life works. I love to hear that. Never heard that before. Being a star and then guiding other spirits in other lives. That is very interesting and different. So peace, that's another interesting word. Do you see a difference between the states of being peaceful and being calm or relaxed?
Oh, definitely. Yes, I know my journey has been a roller coaster. I'm a highly emotional person, and finding that place of peace was my life goal, and I've found it now. And it's been wonderful learning. And being in an unpeaceful place is not wherever I ever want to go back to again, for sure. When you have little glimpses of it, you say, "Oh my gosh, this is what life is really about," and that's where your soul starts to become really happy, like truly happy. We're never really happy if we don't have peace in our life.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
I love that. So you connect the idea of peace with true happiness.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Because, when you're lying on that pillow every night, and you know that you've put your best foot forward, you've done the best that you can, and all that was presented to you in the day, you've been the best wife, the best mother that you can be, and best friend to all that showed up, and best healer. You've done your work and done it as well as you can. You lie there and you're like, this is peaceful, right? And there's nobody that's left to forgive. Like you don't have people showing up that are angry in your day. You're happy. You're putting out peace, and you're getting peace back.
Yeah, so it's the reflection in a way, isn't it? I love that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I'm so thankful for all the people in my life that are now showing me peace. But for the people, decades ago that didn't show me peace, because they're a reflection, right? They're a mere reflection of what's going on inside ourselves. So when I didn't have peace about something, I would have people showing up, and it would be exactly the energy that wasn't peaceful within myself. So yeah, thankful for them. that's incredible, the way the universe just aligns people like that to show us what we need to work on within ourselves.
Yeah, and it becomes very clear, right? Once we understand that this is the purpose of those relationships. I agree. I love relationships because, yeah, that's a clear way to see what I need to work on.
Well, and you showed up in my life and you're very peaceful. So, we're a mirror for each other of that peace that we hold.
So, you wrote the book Down and Dirty Emotional Healing, a 3-step mastery program using music, medicine, where peace is possible. How did you become a writer? And what was the inspiration and intention of writing this book, Carla?
Okay, well, I've been making notes throughout my journey for the last few decades. And just, I've been teaching people how to find peace in their life and teaching in an ascension program and how to use music for healing. And then I had some people showing up in my life recently that said, when's your book coming out? And I'm like, what book? Right? There's those messages. And then, a friend shows up and she helps people put together, put out their first books and, and so on. So you get these little nudges from the universe, and then the voice in my head says, this is the title, and take those notes. So they've been notes that have been sitting around for decades. And so it's not really a title that was in my program, for sure. I always use positive words. So once you get inside the book, it's all positive words. But that was guided to me for a specific reason to use down and dirty, because it does make our soul feel down and dirty. And it's to help reach people who are feeling, really down right now, and their soul's not happy with what's going on. And, I feel very, very blessed that I've been guided to a place of peace in my life, and with a very, very simple process as well. Like when I broke it down into 3 steps, it's like, wow, that's pretty simple, right? So that's what I was teaching my students. So that was really where it all came from, with the higher guidance to actually put it out there to more people. That's how the book happened.
Yeah. And why did you choose to become a musician, a healing musician, and use music as medicine?
Well, it chose me.
Yes, true. That makes sense.
I started piano when I was very young, and it was my calling for sure. And my parents were both very supportive, and, it was something that they, it's funny because I was thinking that most parents would tell their children, don't try and pursue a career in music or the arts because there's no money in it. But mine were so encouraging all the way up, and I have them to thank. They're so wonderful. So it was, definitely they knew it was my calling, and I knew it was what made me happy. And today, every day of my life, I'm making music, and that's when you find what makes your soul sing, or happy, if you do that, you're on your way, right? Like you're on your way to a peaceful life. We have to know who we are and why we're here, and then use those gifts and talents to share with others in hopes of making money from it. So I feel very blessed that that's been very evident all through my life, and always came back to music. And even when, I need a bit more clarity about a question today, or so I'll just start to sing or do my music. play the piano or drums or whatever, and it comes through. It's right there through the vibrations. So it's powerful. I love it, and I get up every day and I'm super excited to see what's going to come up next.
Oh, yeah, music. Wow. That always reminds me of nature, harmony, just being in perfect harmony with the universe. How do we know when we have found our purpose? Are there some signs and, yes, symbols? How do we know for sure?
It's always right there in front of us. That's what I learned when I was when I stopped ignoring the signs and symbols, the conversations around you, what your eyes kind of navigate to, different signs on the road or different movies or conversations you'll overhear, or what people just show up and say, hey, you should write a book, or play that song for me, or the messages are always right there if we're paying attention. But it's more than that. It's deeper. When you pay attention to your body, because the body is the barometer for our soul. Like if you think of your soul as that light existing within the temple, your body is the temple for your soul. So if the soul's not happy within the temple, it's going to tell you. So it will have different reactions. So, for example, many years ago, I started to go somewhere out the door. I was getting ready with my coat on and everything. And, you get this little niggling at you saying, don't go, and so you have to decipher, is that a fear coming up, or is it really divine intervention saying, you're not safe, or this is not who you are. Do not go to that place. Or it could be, saving you from some sort of accident or whatever. But these kinds of little nigglings are important. And like when your soul starts to or your body starts to shake, or you start to get tremors or belly aches, you're on the wrong path. You're doing the wrong thing, or your throat starts to get sore. You're talking about the wrong things. Maybe you're being too negative, or you're putting yourself down, or you're reiterating a story that no longer serves you. It's not your truth anymore. But, it comes out, and then your throat gets sore and you're wondering why. Well, if we pay attention to that temple that our soul lives in, it's always telling us. I remember a profound time for me was I was teaching the Royal Conservatory piano, and I was very happy doing that job, but I knew there was something more. You just know that you haven't found full peace, or there's something more that you should be doing in your life. So I always had that little bit of, I guess, void, if you will. And my back would get sore every time the kids came in for their lessons, but it wasn't sore all day. And I couldn't sit comfortably. I couldn't stand comfortably. It would be sore the entire time. And then when they'd leave, the backache went. And so that was telling us, it wasn't that, I was doing the wrong thing. It was just, now it was my soul speaking to me saying, there's something more you need to investigate now, because you're supposed to be doing something a little bit different. So that's when I went to a Vedic astrologer for the first time in my life, and she told me I was a healer and I was to do it with music. And I didn't even know what a healer was at that time. So I remember saying to her, is it like Jesus? She said, yeah. So that was quite funny. And I had to But you know what? The next thing I knew, I had a healer show up in my life, and she became my teacher and a great influence in my life, and showed me possibilities and got me onto my path. And then I could teach piano after that with no backaches. It was just opening up that next door, right? Open up the next chapter. You can still teach music. You need to be opening up. It was time in my life path for the next chapter of healing with music.
I'm wondering what are the biggest distractions that getting away from this alignment with the soul?
Yeah, interesting question, right? It's like, what is it that's keeping us from really aligning? And I think that it's negativity. Comes to mind first and foremost, and it's our own thoughts in our minds or the conversations that we engage in. Because every time we put negative energy and time into a lower vibrations, we're filling up our minds and bodies with lower vibrations again. And that can come from the news, of course, these days. But just our own thoughts and conversations too. But it's the way we're socialized, the way that we've been brought up. And I think that's all going to change now. And we're inviting people to pay attention. Is this for my highest good now? And if it's not, let it go. So some of those old belief systems, the old thought forms and patterns that we've grown up with just aren't working for us anymore. So, these are getting in the way. We need to let these go. And I think that's very much what this time is about. It's time to really take a close look at what are you thinking about? And is that for my highest good now? And if not, because all of our thought forms and belief systems, they come from teachers and parents and friends and the media. And it may not be, our highest truth.
So we're almost at the end. I know we don't have a lot of time to talk about so many questions I have here for you, but would you like to talk to me for a moment about the 3-step program that you have created?
Okay, sure. Yeah, it's a simple but powerful little platform. Because when people are going through emotional things, they don't want to read through 500 pages. They want a simple solution, and it's very solution oriented. So the first step is to really identify what it is that we need to overcome, and then the second step is what do we need to get over it, and then the third is how do we overcome it. So in my book I walk in my programs that I teach as well, because you not only heal your emotions, but you can learn to master them and find peace in your life. So that's available to anyone that's ready to take those steps.
You mentioned something called the sacred scale. Talk to me for a moment about that, Carla.
Okay, yeah, this is really fascinating. In the Bible, there's a story about King Saul and David, and when King Saul is sick, he will call upon David to play his harp. And when he does, all the ills are healed. And we know through music medicine history that music was our first medicine. And now it's becoming more popular. We're bringing this back out again. We're combining the science research and teaching people how to use music to heal. Now, in the Bible as well, in the book of Numbers, there were hidden numbers that Dr. Puleo from the Idaho, US, had decoded. And so that was really interesting that, he received some divine intervention and was able to decode these hidden frequencies in the Bible. But it's interesting that both those stories were in the Bible, but they're not connected to each other, because we don't know that on the healing harp that David used what the frequencies were or how many strings the harp had. We just have the generalities, and then later in the Bible, there's those hidden numbers which are now decoded. And I think timing is interesting, because it was just a little while after Dr. Pulio had decoded these numbers that I had a divine guidance telling me to draw this harp and it was very specific how the harp should look, and told me then to put the 9 frequencies that were recently decoded from the Bible onto this harp. And I had never in my whole life dreamed about inventing a healing instrument or making an instrument. So I did. I followed my divine guidance, and then I had to learn how to play it. And through the process in my sessions, I was shown how to use it and so on. So these 9 frequencies are very powerful. They are a sacred scale. They are not a secular scale. I call the diatonic scale more of because it's used for entertainment, it's got that commercial policy. So this is strictly for healing, these 9 notes, and it's very specific on a healing instrument and can only be used for that. Like you can't play any of the known tunes by the Beatles or any pop song on this new instrument. So that's the Solfeggio SACRED SCALE harp, and I have some other instruments coming up as well. But they're very powerful to heal. They are connected to the laws of nature, of how creation happens. When we look at the math behind creation, like Leonardo Fibonacci did. He was one of the greatest mathematicians that ever lived, and he just spent his time in nature, looked at how everything was made, and put a series of numbers down in the order of creation. And everything is created in the same likeness, including the human body. And these nine frequencies are also in harmony with creation itself. So in my program, I show how mathematically it's connected. So when you're playing these 9 frequencies, they're all in harmony with each other. They're all in harmony with the laws of nature, with creation itself. So you're really one with the Creator, and that's why healing can happen so quickly using the 9 frequencies. I think this is where miracles can happen for people. It's very exciting.
Because it goes back to the source. It goes back to that connectivity of
Absolutely. Yes. The Creator's within you, connected with the creative vibration of how the whole universe is made. So you're, in music medicine, we understand there's a law of entrainment. And when you are subjected to these vibrations, these 9 of creation itself, your mind, body, and soul then is entrained back to this place of wholesome homeostasis. And so it's interesting. It's been a very a learning experience for me, for certain.
If you knew you would die soon, meaning losing the body, would you make any change in your life or do anything in a different way?
I No, I'm doing it already. I'm not the kind of person that doesn't live their life, the way they want to now. I mean, no, I don't have a bucket list.
You're already living, yeah. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah, because you're already living the purpose. There's nothing left. I love that answer every time I hear from my guests. So my last question is, what are 3 things about life you know for sure as of now?
Number 1, love is the answer to everything.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I mean, whenever, you get into a rut of any kind, just come back to that place of love. That's always the feel-good place. That's always the answer. That's where the healing takes place. So that's number 1. Number 2 is to, be thankful. To just be so grateful for all our blessings, because we do have so many. We live in a wonderful time of awakening, and just to get up and be super excited every day to see what's next, and find that joy. And 3, I guess, stay true to who you are and your purpose. Definitely, that's going to keep people on the right track. If you don't know who you are and, what your purpose is, start with that for sure. Because that's when you're aligned with that, it just makes your soul happy. And then everything you do during the day should be aligned with that. And then you're going to find peace in your life for sure.
Thank you so much for your beautiful work, healing work, your purpose in this reality, your peaceful presence, and everything else that I can thank you for.
Valeria, you are wonderful. You're just a beautiful soul, and I'm so thankful for our time together and to have connected with you. That's a real blessing in my day. So thank you for everything you do, and for everyone else. It's really amazing.
Thank you, Carla. Where can we find more information about you, your books, products, services, program, methods, and future projects?
Okay, well, I'm on Facebook, Carla Rose Kelly. You can become my friend. I love becoming friends with people. And there's also the music medicine page on Facebook. But my website is the best place to find information about my work in particular. So it's www.music-medicine.ca. Because I'm Canadian. If you go to the .com, you're looking at someone else's work, but music-medicine.ca. That's where you'll find me, and my email is info@carlarosekelly.com. Really simple.
Wonderful. I'll have those links too on your podcast profile.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much again, Carla, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you, Valeria.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about Carla Rose Kelly and her work, please visit musicasmedicine.ca. To learn more about this podcast, please visit fitforjoy.org/podcast. Thank you again for listening, and bye for now.